We've recently updated the way abandoned carts are handled, and so it changes slightly the way people do registrations. Wanted to take a moment and show you the new changes that we're rolling out. So if somebody hits book now on my webpage as an example, and let's suppose they want to book the Louisville location, you're used to seeing it where it just asks for the number of guests. Now instead we're going to ask for their email first. So let's say my email is larry@scubatoys.com, and I say the number of guests I want to bring in is 6. Okay, so then it basically looks the same. We're going to go in here and let's suppose they want to book on the 26th, and they pick a time at 10 a.m. and we ask for their name just like we did before, Larry Test, and the name of the party. So nothing in here really changes. Okay, here's the contact phone number. We'll say it's 123 123 1234. These are some custom fields I've added. So for example, we'll say it's a school function and we got a bunch of kids, and we're going to charge them to play privately or a deposit. Anything you have where there's a charge involved in this, what ends up happening is lots of times people get abandoned carts. So for example, if I say yes, I agree to the terms and conditions, and here's what I'm supposed to pay, $262, and I go to checkout, and whether or not you have authorized.net set up to use your credit card processor or PayPal, they click on that. When it goes to PayPal, maybe they decide, you know what, I've changed my mind, I don't want to pay for this thing. Okay, and so they get to PayPal and they decide to forget it. It's going to take them to this screen where I can go back into PayPal. So if they close PayPal and say, I don't have my credit card, we're going to hold this time for 9 minutes and 40 seconds now, so 10 minutes total. They can go back to PayPal and finish paying for it, but let's suppose they just bail on the whole thing and they walk away from it. At this point, what you have is an abandoned cart. Okay, so if we go in and we look, and you've probably seen these before, I'm going to show all, and then I'm going to put them by earliest created. So here's this one we just did. 6 people, $262. They were trying to book the private field and have 6 people playing. So, and they were doing it on 10 a.m. on a Wednesday, but they never paid for it. Now what we're going to do is a half hour from now, we're going to send them an email that says, hey, you started this reservation, but you never finished it. Do you want to go in and finish it now? Not only are we going to do that, but we're going to give them the option, if they go back in, let's suppose they click book now. When they click book now, they go back to Louisville. Maybe they're even doing this from the house. The reason we're asking for their email in advance, if I put in my email again and I say, yeah, I want to book, and it's going to be 6 people, even if I change the number slightly, maybe I want to do 5 people, and I hit continue, it's going to go, wait a minute, you already have a pending reservation. Do you want to go edit it? So I can go in and I can edit this thing, and here's all of my information. So now if I have my credit card, I can choose to check out, and now I can finally pay for it, or I can cancel this reservation, or I can go modify it. Now let's suppose they modify it to something that no longer exists because they waited to do it and you only had so much room at that time. That time's gone. It will say, sorry, that time is gone, would you like something different? Or even if they change it now. So I'm sitting here saying that we want to go 10 a.m. on Wednesday. They decided to change it to Friday. I'm not open at 10 a.m. on Friday, so it's automatically going to change me to the available dates that are available on the day they chose, the available times on the day they chose. So it's going to stop them from doing anything illegal as far as booking in at times when they couldn't book in, but they can go in, modify this thing, and then say, okay, now I'm going to check out, and then they can check out again. All right, so now they go to checkout and they say they're going to pay by PayPal, and it goes in, and again, it will run them through, and if they pay by PayPal, great. If not, it's going to send them another email that says, hey, you didn't pay for this. So we're going to try to hassle your customers to pay you so you don't have to, okay, instead of just leaving the abandoned cart. So now here's an interesting thing. Let's suppose, and we've had people talk about this, they go in, and let's suppose I've talked to this person. They called me and said, hey, I started doing this reservation, but I'm not going to have my credit card to be able to pay for this until next Tuesday or whatever. If I click on the little pencil to edit this, I can turn off the payment reminders. By default, these things are going to be on, but you can say, okay, for this person, don't send them a payment reminder because I just took their reservation over the phone and they don't plan on paying for it right now. I don't want to send them a thing that says, hey, this is pending, you didn't pay for it, so it's not reserved, if I told them I was going to hold the space. So to turn this functionality off as far as the payment reminders, you can do it on an individual reservation. There's also, if you go into your settings for registration general, there's also a place in here where do you want to send payment reminders. So you can turn it off for your entire site if you don't want to send payment reminders. It will still give them the ability to go in and pay if they start again, but we won't send them the email that says, hey, you haven't paid for this thing. If you want, you can also go in off your email settings and you can look at the payment reminder email, and you can add a blurb to it like you can a lot of them. The subject is your reservation was not finished. If you want to change the reservation, you can, and pretty much what they're going to get is the thing that says you have a pending reservation, it's not completed, we have limited availability, you got to pay for this darn thing, and then this will add whatever blurb you have so they can return to the reservation to edit or pay it, and this will pop them automatically back in. Right. So that's the change that we've made in handling abandoned carts. I've been using it at my site for a little while, testing it, getting the bugs out of it. We found it's extremely beneficial in having fewer abandoned carts and more people going in and making the payments. I hope you enjoy the new feature. Thanks a bunch.